He comes back.
Hello, and welcome to our NA LCS
He comes back.
addition to. Oops, I'm messing everything up. I didn't mute Twitch. So that was a mess up at the beginning, but this is the
Hey
NA
Will, do you
LCS
ski?
edition.
Yeah,
Do
we'll
I?
edit that in post.
Yeah, we'll edit all that out in post.
Wait, why can't I hear it if I have the Twitch muted?
I don't know. I did not have Twitch muted, but this is the NALCS podcast. I'm your host William. We have our guests Brian and Brock,
Hello.
and today we're talking the league we know well, the most out of any of the other leagues. Man, I am just fumbling my words today. That's
You want to
different.
start over?
No, we're fine. We can go, and we're gonna start with our preseason picks. Let's start from the bottom though. So I have Optic as number 10. I don't know why you guys don't have Optic as number 10.
Because they have a world champion mid laner,
True.
or ADC, I don't know whatever position Crown is.
They do have Crown on the mid lane. But I don't feel like Crown's an upgrade from Power of Evil. And I feel like that's not going to carry. They weren't. I guess they were close to making the playoffs last year, but I think that was mostly because of Power of Evil and kind of the Smite mid type deal. Like he was one of the better players at that. But
Correct me if I'm wrong. They didn't get 10th last split, did they?
they did not. They did not.
Yeah. So that's why I don't have them at 10th.
There you go. But I just think that they lost their best player.
Damn,
They
Brock.
they lost their player that carried them to so many wins, so they wouldn't get 10th. So I think they're gonna go 10th this year. I think a lot of their players they dropped Arrow, then they re-signed Arrow because they couldn't find another ADC. They still have Big, best support in NA.
Which is exactly why they're not at the bottom for me.
So
Brock, I feel like you're targeting me with your 10th place
yeah,
pick.
yeah, Brock, let's explain your 10th place pick.
My 10th place pick? You know, I don't think signing Power of Evil is enough of what CLG needed.
What
So,
about
and
getting
then
rid of
also
Reignover?
for Wiggly,
I mean,
Anything was better than Reignover last year.
Wiggly won a game.
Exactly Brian's point.
yeah. Yeah, I just don't think Power of Evil is. I don't think the pick was that good. Well, he's decent. He's all right, but I don't think it's enough.
He got second best mid laner last year.
There's only so many Nashor's Tooth Oriana games you're going to be able to play throughout a season.
But you're saying that's the only thing he plays. I think he's good, but we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about during the games.
Mm-hmm. And Brian, you have Echo Fox as your 10th team?
I do have Echo Fox as their team, and I'm not prepared for this question. So let me pull up their roster real quick because everything's changed so much. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Yeah, there was a lot
Okay.
of changes.
So the Echo Fox roster is pretty much Clutch Gaming with Rush, and I guess Phoenix, but he stayed on Echo. Was he the mid laner who got dropped by Echo
Yes,
Fox?
he was.
Back on there.
I sent you a link, Brian.
I've got them all. I've got them all. I just had
Okay.
to pull it up. I've had the stream pulled up.
Mhm.
So Clutch Gaming, I think, looked okay in the summer. Like I think they had their playoff run or whatever in the spring, and everyone was hype on them. Hakuho, Apollo, so good. I think they really just weren't that great, and I think Phoenix is all right. He got dropped by his team in the middle of the split, so he obviously isn't Faker or Bjergsen or someone like that. I think Solo's solid, and I think Rush was on KT, but he didn't really play much over in Korea, so we'll see. They're my biggest question mark, so I just had to put them at the bottom. And I hate Echo Fox, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I mean I have Echo Fox number 9. I don't think they're going to be very good either. I think a lot of people are excited for Rush, but I don't know if he's not going to be at his form. I don't feel like because he hasn't played professional league in 2 years now since KT, or is it 1 year?
Thought it was last split.
Did he play last split? I thought. Well, he didn't.
He was a backup,
He was a backup. Okay.
but he played. He got some reps.
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought they just solely went to score. But I don't think he has the support. The supporting cast on KT last year compared to the supporting cast on Echo Fox this year. Ooh.
Yeah,
Much
I
different.
completely agree.
Much different. And I don't think like you said, I don't think Apollo and Hakuo are as good as they started out. I think they were in solo, I think is the worst out of all of them, personally. I believe they signed Lordlo as well, is that correct?
Who? Echo Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Lorlo as a backup.
I would much rather have Lorlo as a starter, personally. I thought
I
he
think.
gained a lot last year, and I think Solo didn't. At least from my split.
Yeah, I think Lorlo was on a really bad team, and it made him look way worse.
Mhm.
Because I know he's a solid solo queue player. He played on Liquid when they were really bad, so he's just kind of had a stint on really bad teams.
Mhm.
So it's really kind of hard to say how good he is in the LCS.
He had a few good NAR games at the
Yeah,
end of
he
the
has his
split.
moments.
Like he popped off of a few of them, and I think I didn't see Solo ever really pop off on anyone.
Hey, Solo was solo carrying games on Gangplank for a little
That's
while.
true. That is true. Gangplank is. I was about to say I didn't see him carrying games, but that's not true. On Gangplank, he carried. Outside of Gangplank, no. And Gangplank is not very strong in this meta at the moment. Uh, Brock, you have Fly as number 9, and Brian, you have Optic as number 9. I'm
I do.
same thing as me, where they're not that great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a reoccurring thing with these teams.
Yeah, the bottom tier teams, I feel like are gonna be pretty weak. They could.
Mhm.
The thing I guess I will give Optic is they do have Meteos and Darshan as their junglers, but
Well, I mean,
Darshan?
not
FlyQuest picked up
Darshan.
Poe Bouncer, but
Dardock. Sorry.
Okay. That's like, huh?
Yeah, they signed Darshan.
Andy roll swapped?
CLG was pretty bad last year. He's changed a lot. But yeah, what were you saying, Brock, about
I was like, but yeah, FlyQuest picked up Poe Bouncer, but I still don't see that as a big deal either.
I don't think
Uh,
Paul Bolter's that bad until he gets to international tournaments. I think he
yeah.
gets outclassed very hard at international, but when you come to NALCS, he's one of our best mid laners, which is kind of sad.
No, I completely agree. I think Pobelter is a split stomper, but an international choke artist.
So I think it's a pretty good pickup. Keen had a pretty good year last year, though, honestly. So I think it's more of a slight side upgrade because I thought Keen did very well, especially on Zoe. And well, everyone did well on Zoe because Zoe was so broken.
Yeah.
But
I think the best player on the team is JJ.
JJ was amazing last year. I also I have FlyQuest as number 6, honestly. I really want to look into Viper. I think Viper is going to be insane. He was always very strong on Liquid's Academy, and I was always kind of looking forward to him as coming up to take reps with Impact, because Impact worries me for this split just because of the way the game is going right now. The
Yeah.
meta.
That's a ribbon one trick, isn't it? In solo queue?
Viper.
I think
Yeah.
he was.
He was.
Yeah, okay.
So he plays bruisers and stuff, which Impact
Yeah.
does not do
Yeah.
as much. But I have Clutch as number 8, and so do you, Brian. If you
Yep.
want to say, if I'm worried because Hooney last year was probably one of his worst years he's had, by far. Like
Yeah.
he
Hooney
really
has
fed.
left a lot to be desired.
And Lyra, I talked about it all last year. If you heard the podcast last year, I do not like Lyra. I know you like Lyra, Brian, but
I just want to come in and say, I think with the meta, you saying it's going to be a really aggressive meta, Lyra is extremely aggressive.
that's true.
I
But
also think Reignover is super aggressive, but it was time to make a change.
but my issue is if Lyra didn't practice on the Smite minigame website thing that you could do.
Yeah.
Like he single-handedly lost like 3 games for Clutch by missing smites in just one split.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
It was very bad for a long time there. So many Barons he lost constantly. They constantly had Barons stolen from them. And he's really got to work on that. I hope he did. That's something you can work on, and it's not like a super hard skill to master. I guess in pressure situation today is really hard, but like, it's not a mechanic necessarily.
Yeah, and right now it says Piglet is listed as the starting
ADC.
AD carry for Clutch, and they have Cody Sun in the academy. I don't know what happened to Cody Sun.
No,
if he's just hit mental boom.
I don't know if it was a mental boom. Something had to have happened in that 100 Thieves. The 100 Thieves locker room.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think Piglet thinks he's really good and is hot garbage. So
yeah, I think
I think
like
Piglet
you said,
was really good.
I don't understand what happened with Cody Sun because before 2-3 weeks out from the end of the season, he was a top 3 ADC in NA, for the whole year, for spring and summer, and it was double lift, and then you can argue between Sneaky and Cody Sun, and Sven maybe. I'm trying to think of any.
Definitely. Definitely was a solid AD carry.
He was a solid AP carry.
He's good on AD too.
Yeah, he was, but I wouldn't put him in top 2. I wouldn't put him in top 2. But Cody said you could have legitimately made the argument that he was the second best behind double lift for AD carry for spring and summer split up until week 7, and then week 8 and 9 happened, and then the playoffs happened, and then you never saw him again.
I think that's your opinion. I don't think he was top 2.
Who do you think was better?
I think struggling Stixay would clap Cody Sun in 1v1. I honestly think Rikara played better than Cody Sun too.
Really?
I was okay with the move.
Okay. I was not. But we can move on. Is there any the teams outside of CLG, which I do want to get to? The bottom teams, I say. I cut it off as CLG for the bottom teams.
Yeah, we're right at the top of the.
You're the best of the worst.
Top teams.
Yeah, you're the best of the worst.
We're the worst of the best. We're the worst of the best.
I have them number 7. I think, I thought the Power of Evil move is very good for you guys. I think Wiggly over Rainover is another very solid. Like you said, it's just time to move on from Rainover.
Also, they have Moon, who was
Clutch. Yeah.
Who did he play for? Yeah, Clutch is jungler for a short period of time. I think Moon was young when he was playing for Clutch. I think
it was a lost cause. I feel like because Clutch was in a downward spiral at the end of the year.
That's true.
They changed everyone. That was when they put Vulcan, Piglet, and Moon on at the same time.
Yep.
And I'm not a fan of Vulcan personally.
I think Piglet Vulcan's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it's really bad. If Vulcan can improve, I thought his Tahm Kench was very poor last year. I love how much I know details about NA because of all the games we watched last year. I literally remember him playing Tahm Kench and just not being able to devour Piglet at the right times. Piglet would die before he devoured him 3 times in one fight or one.
That's
one
more than I can
game.
remember. I would say I just want to go through the CLG roster.
Yeah, go for it.
Yep. Fan. I think Darshan, he has to just be an amazing leader. He's the president of the Players Association. Because I think his play has been subpar, and I think they need to change him, but I think that is their leader. Rainover had to go. I loved Rainover.
Had to go.
I loved watching him play Olaf. He's one of the reasons I played Olaf, but he just wasn't getting the results. And Wiggly, I don't think he's the man for the job, but he's what we got.
I think you guys want to talk to Optic.
I think. What do you mean? Who's
for
Optic?
Meteos and Dardoch?
Yeah, I think. I don't know how Dardoch would
That's
do.
That's tough because Dardoch.
And I bet
bridges.
they don't want to let go of Meteos because they don't know how Dardoch's gonna do.
Mm-hmm. So what you want is for Meteos to struggle on Optic, get benched for Dardoch, and then offer the trade for Meteos.
Oh my god, yeah, that would be amazing. He's a huge voice. You could then maybe replace Darshan down the line. Man, we're theory crafting. Pick up Lorlo, he's solid.
Yeah,
you said it yourself.
Yeah, he's also a bench player. You got some. There were some moves that CLG could have made. I feel like
Man,
they made one move.
I need a job with CLG.
What about the newly signed Team Liquid Academy Mike Young? No? You don't think that's a good pick?
I think Mike Young was a very
He's a
bright
victim.
flame. Very, very bright flame at, what was it, Rift Rivals or
Yeah.
MSI, whatever he played at. And he was just popping off, and then got signed to TSM and just fizzled out.
Was it Double Lift that says he knows where Mike Young is at all times on the map? Like he has such static pathing that he goes to like Rift Herald at 10 minutes every game, and then like I think he was like playing against him, and then like he warded Rift Herald, and he saw Mike Young there immediately at 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yep. Like that's
Like it was. I remember seeing a clip like that.
like you can't. Jungling is all about pathing, pretty much about having the enemy not know where you are and you know where the enemy jungle is, so then you can make plays off of that, and your laners can play aggressive or not aggressive according to that information. If you're static every single game doing the exact same thing, the pros are gonna pounce on that every single time. They do research on you. It's not solo queue where you don't know who you're going against until you go against them, like type deal, where pros, they're studying you for a week before the game, knowing everything you do. It's not going to work. And it really didn't work on TSM.
Yeah. I think we've pretty much covered all the bottom teams.
Yeah.
It's time to move on
To top 5.
Elite. Yeah, the elite teams.
Me and Brock have TSM number 5. We have Golden Guardians
I wanted
number
to
4.
do this. I just, in good faith, could not put Golden Guardians above TSM.
Oh,
this is the
no.
one. I didn't put it on my sheet, but I was like, if I could switch one, just like have them like a revolving position, it's TSM and Golden Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll talk about both of them since they're both 4 and 5. I think first, let's talk about Golden Guardians first because they're more exciting to talk about, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Guardian hype train is back.
I was on the Optic hype train.
Yeah, I'm back on the Golden Guardian hype train. I fell off at the end of the year, but I felt very strongly about that, and I wish I would have saved those videos towards the end where I said that the second Smite mid got nerfed and Mickey couldn't do the Talon Smite mid, they never won a game after that. They didn't win a single game after that, and I said that I didn't pick it until like the next week because I was still on the. I still believed a little bit.
Did you say that on the podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Well, wouldn't it be on YouTube?
I didn't upload some of them to YouTube after a while. I got lazy. Sorry. but yeah, I thought I was so happy about that because they were solely winning through Mickey's Talon Smite. He was like amazing with it, and then like you said, he rage quit to Korea.
Yeah, he's a real team player. So.
Flood the country.
he got banned out, and then he just pieced out. So.
Mm-hmm. But that was last year. Now they have Haunter up top, former TSM. I think that's a very solid pickup. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think he's slightly above Lorlo. He did have a pretty weak split last summer, to be honest. He did not look the top like he was in top form, but I'm wondering if that was TSM as a whole was just so disorganized.
I think it was the org as a whole.
Yeah, it was such a mess. I feel like that. I think he can perform again and be a top 3 top laner again in NA. Yeah. Contracts in the jungle, solid. Like I think he had a good,
always solid.
Froggen mid, Froggen's returning to the professional scene.
We'll see how that goes. That's the big question mark for me.
Yeah, I don't think like stuff like Anivia work in this meta at all right now. Like control mages, like slow build up 35 minutes. That doesn't work at all.
And honestly, I started watching. Froggen was in the LCS, but I didn't really know who people were or watch him.
Yeah.
So Froggen is on Golden Guardians, Matt. So you can be a Golden Guardians fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying it in the chat. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
And then you have Deathly back at ADC. I thought he did leaps and bounds.
Leaps and Browns. Hey, the Browns turned it around.
Yeah, just like Deathly, the Browns also turned it around. I think Deathly had a great year. I think he fell off a little bit towards the end of the year, but there was enough improvements over the course of the year that I was happy with it.
Yeah, I'd give him top 5 ADC, like top half of the pack.
Yeah,
I would probably too. Number 5, but yeah.
Yeah, I would as well. And then finally, Olay. I love Olay. Since
I'm just so
since
glad Matt is
Immortals.
gone.
Since Immortals, like you hated Matt.
I mean, I know he had his moments when he was great, but there were too many that he was just
There's
off.
too many ends in between them. Good
Yeah,
moments, and I think that Olay, it didn't work out with. I don't think the personalities between Double Lift and Olay they don't mesh well at all. That's the word.
definitely not.
That was the word I was looking for yesterday. Mesh.
Definitely not. But I think definitely is. I mean, I don't know him. He's not a big
Yeah,
personality, but I
yeah.
feel like he's a little bit more chill.
Mhm.
To let
And
Ole play his game and not yell at him for making a tiny mistake, and then have him
become an alcoholic.
not able to play because of stress at an international event.
Olay's like a puppy. Like like, he's
Yeah,
so.
you can't kick the puppy.
I know he's like so happy and like just wants. He's so nice to everyone, and like it breaks my heart. I really miss. I'm happy with the upgrade for if you just look at stats, raw stats and numbers alone. But ever since Ole was my favorite player on Immortals as well, so like it hurt losing him as well.
Hey, welcome
Team
to my life. Afromu was my favorite player on CLG,
Mm-hmm.
and then second favorite was Double Lift, and they both left.
Yep. Uh, uh,
This has to be the end of TL, right?
no.
Okay.
So that's Golden Guardians. So I think
I
they're
do want to
top
hop in
team.
one more time. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
CLG had the best year they've ever had once they left with Stixay. But I think it was also Stixay and Afromu. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Brock, did you want to talk about TSM since you're our resident TSM fan?
Well, what, TSM?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, the volume on my microphone went up a lot. About that. Yeah, honestly, the only question mark I have about TSM is Acadian. I think I've seen a lot of Broken Blades games, and Broken Blade is nasty
He is
at
nasty.
top lane. Like, he is disgusting. There's been so many 1v5 plays he does, and it's just disgusting. I think TSM could be. I could put TSM ahead of Golden Guardians, but that Golden Guardians team is pretty damn sad. And I think Ole not having an 80 carry that's going to make him throw himself in and die so the 80 carry can get a kill is going to be great for Ole.
How do you feel about? I like Smoothie being on TSM now, and I like Sven. I'm glad Mithy's gone. I saw Mithy with
Yeah,
Origin.
very glad.
Mithy looks personally like to me the weak link of Origin. He got caught out like 2 or 3 times. Again, it was NA Mithy. Like the PTSD was going through me, even though they did beat Fnatic, so that was good. But
Yep.
like, oh man, he got caught out a lot. I was noticing, and but my question would be also about Broken Blade. I again, you said he's hype and stuff. I believe it, but I think it's kind of borderline the same as Nemesis on Fnatic, and Nemesis is not proven to be strong at the moment. He could.
Have you seen Broken Blade's highlights?
I have.
That man is a monster.
He's a monster. He's a monster. But that is solo queue as well. So it's
I
not
think
the same. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good.
I think he's going to be good. I think he might be an upgrade from Hunter. As crazy as that is to say.
That could be true because Hunter did have a bad year last year.
Yeah, I think it's an upgrade.
And it's the meta for top laners that can perform a bunch of mechanics on bruisers. Like, it's not a tank meta at the moment. So I mean, I just don't want to anoint him like other people like have and they do for like Nemesis as well before the year started. I always want to see what a rookie can do before anointing them to top of the league.
Mike Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone did Mike Young.
Exactly. This could potentially be like that. Like, you never know until you actually see it.
Yep.
But
Hey,
I think he'll be good.
Brock, I want a knee-jerk reaction from you about TSM since you know you're a huge TSM fan. If TSM goes 2-0 in the first week, do you think they'll get at least 4th place?
If TSM goes 2-0 this week, they're winning.
They're winning worlds.
Knee-jerk reaction went right up there. Fourth place,
TSM's
I
going from
think.
TSM's going from 5 to 1.
International 1.
Possibly because the 100 Thieves team, disgusting.
Yeah.
Better than Griffin in Brock's mind.
Disgusting.
And he actually watches the games. Dang.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go our top 3. We all have the same top 3. A little different order.
Weird.
But these are the top 3 teams for sure. Like Golden Guardians and TSM are looking in. They have a chance. They have potential to do it. I feel like if these teams don't live up to the hype and they live up more than their hype. But I have Cloud9 number 3. I think they lost a lot with Jensen. They have Niske coming in, but I don't. It's going to be a change, I feel like. It's going to be a lot different, and I think it's going to be some growing pains for Cloud9. Again, just like last year. I wouldn't surprise me if they go 7-0 to like end this split. but I think they're going to have growing pains to start, and then they're going to get better as time moves on. Licorice is still a beast. Zazel's still a beast. Sneaky's still strong. And Svenskeren, if Svenskeren can return the Worlds form, not Svenskeren NA Summer Split form.
Is Svenskeren playing both ways on starting and academy? Because I'm looking at their roster on this thing you sent me, Brock, and it has like him and Golden Glue both playing academy.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't show that they have a damn academy jungler. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I really don't. It might be Blabber starting as well. It's like because Blabber is good as well, but Blabber doesn't think.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that. I see it now. The formatting's just weird. I forgot about Blabber.
Blabber could be really good in this meta though, because you don't need to think a lot. You just need to go in and attack. Just fight.
Also, CLG could possibly pick up Blabber, and that might be better.
Or Svenskeren.
Or Svenskeren, but I feel like they're going to end up keeping Svenskeren just because he's got the chemistry and stuff.
Got it.
Blabber's hyper aggressive.
Yeah, that's a good pick. You're just get this
man
a job for CLG.
I'm falling back into the Rainover trap because that's why Rainover was good.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be the third place team. You have them as number 2, Brian?
I have them as number 2 solely because they're Cloud9.
Yep, that's
and they
very
have
good point.
Miracle potential.
All the analysts you need.
Oh yeah, on paper, 100 Thieves. I mean, let's see. Someday Licorice, toss up on to Svenskeren. I say Svenskeren. Huhi, Niski. I say Huhi. Bang, Sneaky. I give like a slight edge to Bang, but recently probably Sneaky and Aframu over Zazel. So I don't know. It's close.
Reaper or Prolly?
Reaper. I've met Prolly, so probably.
I would go Reaper for sure.
I would go Reaper too.
Yeah, I think Hunties is a beast. Brock, did you have anything to say about C9?
About C9, other than the fact that I think getting rid of Jensen was a great idea.
What?
I don't like Jensen. I think Jensen, especially in this meta, Jensen's like an assassin player. Jensen is a very, and this is opinions. In my opinion,
not facts.
Jensen is a selfish player. And when it comes to Liquid, I think you have Doublelift and Jensen on the same team. Who is the jungler going to decide which one's going to carry this game?
Okay.
I know William has counterpoints, but I want to counter that point, right, Craig? Jensen played Zillion,
Galio, and Lulu last year. I would say Jensen was a selfish player until Summer Split last year. I think he changed.
I think he did too.
I think when he mentored Blabber, I think he changed into a more supportive role.
I think it's gonna.
Not to mention,
we're at the point where Urgot mid is meta. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be okay with seeing Jensen on Urgot.
I hate watching Urgot.
I love watching Urgot. It's like one of the 2 only tanks left, man. Give me it. There's 2 tanks left in the entire game that are useful. Urgot and Sion. None of the others are useful anymore.
I love how I played Sion for
Like, yeah. Now
For a while, he got meta, and I'm like, nah.
Yep. Scion is a monster. I need to learn to play Scion. But those are literally the only two tanks you see. And like, even
You need to learn to play Aatrox.
thinking back to my like solo queue games and stuff, like I don't know when the last time I faced a tank that wasn't Scion. Like, I really don't know. I couldn't think of one on top of my head the other day. Like over the last 2 weeks, I looked through my match history and didn't see a single one. And I was just like,
Yeah.
man, this sucks for me. Fun to watch in pro play, not fun to play for my style of play. So to that point, we can go number one. I have Liquid number one. Brian, you also have Liquid number one. I think Impact is the biggest question mark for me because of what we just talked about. Tanks are not meta right now. You ban Scion, and all of a sudden Impact is like he's not the best carry player, especially compared to people like Broken Blade coming up and just anyone really. He mostly crushes people on Scion. He has his pocket pick singed, which can work, I think. Still, just because it's singed. I feel like singed can work in any meta ever. It's just an annoying champion. I hate singed.
Yeah, actually, now that you're saying that, Will, it's kind of scaring me
It's
because
scary, yeah.
even Smithy, he's pretty much like he plays a lot of Sejuani. I feel like he played some
Sejuani's
Skarner.
pretty meta right now because of the updates they did to her. They made her a
Oh,
lot
well.
less tanky and made her a lot stronger in the recent
All right,
patch.
well, never mind. I haven't played
Yeah.
it a lot this
It's.
preseason.
I will tell you from what I've seen, it's not winning. It's picked almost every game. It's not winning at all though, in Korea at least.
But this is in Korea.
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
they don't know about that NA sedge.
They don't.
So.
They don't. They don't know about the Xmithy. But I'm okay with Xmithy because I think his jungle control is the best in all of NA by far. I think he is amazing at controlling the jungle and being able to set up vision and making plays to snowball his lanes early. I think is very good.
Yeah.
And then mid, I think Jensen is a internet or national or I want to say nationally, but just like in NA is you can almost say it's just a slight upgrade with Jensen over Pole Belter, but internationally, which is what Team Liquid is looking at. They're not looking at the NA. They want to win the NA, obviously, but they're looking more at going MSI and succeeding and Worlds and succeeding now. And Jensen over Pole Belter is a huge upgrade for that. Jensen is proven. I think Jensen won best mid laner of NA last year. I think Jensen is the best mid laner in NA. And I think that he can play both assassins. He can play the LeBlanc. The Urgot is questionable. I don't know what his Urgot looks like. But he can also play the Galio, which is the most meta mid laner right now out there. Because he is also an assassin at the moment because of his changes they made to him. I don't know if you know this, Brian, but his ult does not give you any resistances anymore.
Who, Galio?
Yep. They completely changed him for pro play. They upped all of his damage, so he's like an assassin at this point. He doesn't build tank anymore.
That's good news.
Yeah, and I think he can play the Lulu. He can play the Zillion. So if they need to rotate over back to double lift, like I think you can have him playing the supportive role and have double lift carry because he's not gonna have to. He's not gonna have the same thing with Blabber with Xmithy. They're completely different players.
Oh yeah.
And then double lift, I think he's still the best ADC in NA. I think Bang and Sneaky are right there behind him, though. I think he's got a lot more competition than he did last year, especially with Bang coming in. I think with Core JJ instead of Olay, I think they're gonna mesh better, and I think Core JJ's experience and leadership and being a world champion and all, like, I think Double Lift will respect him more than he respected Olay. And that hurts to say because, like I said, I love Olay.
This is where I just can't get over the fact that Core JJ was on Dignitas in NA when they sucked.
Yeah.
And then he went to Korea and won Worlds.
And he wasn't like carried either.
He's back in NA. I just don't know about him. I think he is a bigger question mark than Impact because with Impact you know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Core JJ, I mean, also a world champion if you want to go that route.
Yeah,
but
true.
Different game back then. I don't know. Who
I
knows?
also think Core
He's good
JJ
enough
has
to
more.
support a world champion team.
upside on the sense that Impact, we know what we're getting, and we know what we're getting, which is strong on tanks. But like I said, if they ban Scion, if teams don't ban Scion against Liquid, they're shooting themselves in the foot. They shore up. I think if Impact can play Scion every single game, like Liquid will not lose a game in LCS, except maybe like one or two. But like they're gonna go like 16-2 if Impact is allowed to play something like Urgot or Scion every game.
All right, William thinks Team Liquid is going 16-2.
I'm.
Do you want to specify who you think they'll lose to? CLG and who? CLG always takes a game off a good team.
They do. They'll take one off 100 Thieves. They won't take one off. Liquid will lose a game to 100 Thieves. No, they won't. Liquid dominates 100 Thieves. I think it's
They do.
But that was mostly a mental game with Cody's son. I will say they'll lose a game to 100 Thieves, and I'll say they'll lose a game to Golden Guardians because
That's what I wanted you to say.
They lose a lot to Golden Guardians.
Yeah, that's what I wanted you to say.
All right. Brock, you have 100 Thieves. Or before we go to 100 Thieves, Brian, did you have anything else you wanted to add about Team Liquid? I went on a rant there, but they're my team, so sorry.
I mean, they're pretty much like same old with a better support, I think. Well, not better. I think Olay's good. Probably a better mental support.
Definitely
And,
better mental.
I think Jensen is a huge upgrade, so
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else
like I
to
said,
say.
I think Jensen's the best mid laner in NA.
Yeah, I think it was Bjergsen, then Jensen. Bjergsen, who knows what happened. Maybe Bjergsen will come back and just carry TSM to their former glory, but
Yeah, right
that's how
now.
I see it.
Right now, I
think
have
now
Bjergsen
things
number 2.
are Clear. I don't even have a number 2.
You have Power of Evil number 2?
Let me look real quick. Just maybe, but it's just I didn't see enough from him.
Because he got.
I saw enough from Bjergsen. I didn't see enough from TSM.
Yeah, maybe.
That is
I
true.
guess.
It was a lot of Mithy. I think
That is
Mithy
true.
was
I
terrible.
feel like NA mid laners, man, pretty weak.
very weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be like Power of Evil if it wasn't Bjergsen.
Yeah, it's either gonna be Power of Evil or Pole Belter. There's no
Yeah.
one else to fill that role.
Really?
You trying to say Demonte wasn't there?
Demonte hardly played.
we got Niske on Cloud9 now. That's another possibility, but
I don't understand
I don't like
that
Niske.
pickup.
I don't like it.
Niski was on Envy in NA back in the day.
I didn't know that. I just know him from Splice.
Yeah, they were okay. And Splice was like they had like a decent chance to go to Worlds, but they weren't. If they went to Worlds, it wouldn't have been the Vitality effect or whatever.
No. They play a slow game.
Yeah, they suck. Like, but who knows? Kissing at Worlds, lol. Okay, check out our LEC podcast every. What do we do at Fridays?
Thursdays. All right, Brock, you want to talk about 100 Thieves real quick? Because you have them number 1.
Yeah, I think 100 Thieves has an amazing team. The pickup of Bang is insane. I'd never expected that to actually happen. I heard about it before it happened, but didn't expect it to happen.
Big upgrade over Akara.
Huge. And I think saying Liquid is only going to lose 2 games is pretty bold. So I'm going to go even bolder. I don't even think 100 Thieves is going to lose a game this season.
Oh, my God.
I'm going huge balls.
Bruh, 100 Thieves is going to lose this week.
Absolutely not. I think Bang is going to roll over. No, I think Bang is going to roll over every AD carry except for Double Lift. And I think
I can see that.
And I think Double Lift and Bang is going to be like Clash of the Titans.
Did y'all not watch League last split? Like, Bang has not been great. I know he's historically great. He's like, what, 3-time world champion?
I think 2-time, but yeah.
2-time? Okay, he wasn't there for the first one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was there. Everyone praises Double Lift. Double Lift wasn't there.
I think, yeah, I get what you're saying with Bang not being as good. I think it's more of a...
He also was on Faker's team.
That is true, but I think it's more of a he needed a new, what did they say when you need a new location to go to? Like, I think the stress was getting a breath of, yeah, something like that.
Change of scenery.
Change of scenery. Thank you, Brian. That's what I was looking for. I think the pressure was getting to him on SKT. There's so much pressure to play on SKT, and the fans wasn't he? He had an issue with the fans as well, like
Oh, the
from
fans in Korea
with
are
like Burger King or something. Like he was eating Burger King. It was something really weird. It was a really weird controversy.
yeah,
But like I
yeah.
think a lot of the pressure, and there's a lot less pressure in NA. Like we don't care as much.
We're a for fun region.
We're a for
so.
fun region, and I think that will get him back in form. Personally, and I don't again like NA not having many good mid laners. I don't think NA has many good ADCs either.
Oh, really? There's not that many though. Like
I think
there's
our-
the
I think
top
our-
echhelon.
Yeah, I think our good ADCs are some of the best in the world.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I think we're very
but
top
then
heavy though.
Yeah, but then you get to like
Arrow and who was good, but
Apollo, Wild Turtle historically amazing, Stixay historically amazing, but
Piglet.
world champion.
World
Oh,
champ.
he was the other SKT world
He
champion.
was. There you go. We
So
found
that's
him.
why.
We found him. But
At
yeah.
Wondering who
least-
it was.
The one thing I can say is at least NA is bringing in good, like bringing in AD carries like Bang and all that instead of the other region who's moving their mid lane to the AD carry role.
Hey,
Because-
it worked.
It worked very well.
Yeah, but
if
for
I
how
could,
long?
if I could take back some statements from last Thursday, oof.
Yeah, but that's also week one.
It is week one.
Yeah.
It is
who
week
knows how
one.
the comms went.
That's because that was week one again. Who did they play? I don't remember.
Origin and I don't know the second team they played.
Yeah, I had that page up and it closed out on me.
I have it right here.
But man, they looked pretty good. Them and
They
this-
played Schalke. I was
Schalke,
right. Holy
yeah.
crap! I can't believe I remember that.
Nice. Yeah, I have like 80 games of League on my brain. I'm all caught up except for one day of LMS, which is
You want me
insane.
to spoil it?
No,
Okay.
but we can move on. That's all of our preseason picks.
Okay.
We can do our week one predictions now. I think very good conversation. It's like we know these teams. Like we're getting to know the other teams.
Crazy.
I'm starting to learn the LPL teams. There are players that I'm like really looking out for. Like Ale is awesome. I'm really excited to see him more. But like,
Yeah, you're really riding the ale train.
yeah, maybe I'm just an alcoholic.
That's a bad Chicago reference to the L. Anyway.
I didn't even realize it. Wow. Yikes. Moving on. Going to week one.
Anyway.
Game
Hopefully someone from Chicago listens to this sometime.
sometime, and they get that maybe.
I've never even been there, so.
Let's move on to game number one. We got Team Liquid versus Cloud9. Great start to the season. Two of the top NA teams. Liquid's gonna win though. I don't think Cloud9 with Niske they're gonna have some growing pains, like I said earlier.
I mean, it's hard to say they're going to have growing pains because it's Reapered, and I feel like Reapered has just analyzed the situation, sees every mid laner that's a possibility, and he picked Niske. So I think there's something there, but I think it's going to be TL. I think the script is starting off very strong. William, I love watching you react to what I say.
I like to think about it.
As long as it's positive about Liquid.
Yeah.
With his Liquid hat.
What do you?
Non-biased podcast.
Not biased at all.
Yeah. I think if this was a series, Cloud9 would go 2-0. I pick Cloud9 over Liquid.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Oh, you want to see that reaction? That is.
Hey, William, you need to delete the prediction standings unless you're showing off the script already.
I'm showing off the script. Thank you. We're all going 6-4. Sorry, leaked.
Shocker.
Brock is back on the train. He is on an LEC, but none of the others. Moving on. We got 100 Thieves versus TSM. I have 100 Thieves just because I think, again, they're in the top three. I wanted to kind of think about TSM with Broken Blade, but then I realized he's going against Someday. That is a very rude welcoming to NA. I think 100 Thieves because I think Someday's the best top laner in NA by far.
Yep. I've also got 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I also have 100 Thieves. I think this one we'll see if TSM is actually worth anything this year.
I
Mhm.
Some plenty good opponents straight out of the gate.
I won't go that far, but yeah, if they get blown out, I will. There'll be red flags all over the place.
There is no mental block in the first game of the season. This is the one where you're like, all right, new start, like
Mm-hmm.
fresh start, let's get it. So
Tell
if
that
they're not
to
cohesive,
Fnatic.
yeah, well, I think Fnatic has mental boom because of
World,
Captain
or yeah, that too.
and Worlds. That too. That's the World's hangover.
Yeah. uh, Game number 3, we have CLG versus Optic. I got CLG
Easy
starting
clap.
out on a win, Brian. Want to
That's
know?
the easy clap. CLG is going to start off well.
I
You can
think.
put me down for CLG as well.
I don't think I need to even ask you.
All right, next game.
Wait, Brock, what do you got?
I think if you have anything to do on this day, this would probably be the game to miss. I've got
To be fair, Brock is correct.
I've
No, I'd
got
say Clutch and Fox, but
That's
who
true.
cares?
That too. That too.
I've got Optic over CLG.
To be fair, you can almost just watch until 6 p.m. and then pop back in for 8 just to see Golden Guardians and then leave again. uh, Speaking of that, Golden Guardians versus FlyQuest. I'm thinking Golden Guardians starts out strong. I'm excited. I'm so excited for this. If I wasn't a Liquid fan, the Golden Guardians is my second favorite team this year. They're just. I'm so happy about it. They got Ole. I'm still following Ole. I just really like him. I like Concert on the team as an upgrade. I just like everything they did.
Yeah, I think this one's kind of a toss-up. I think FlyQuest, they have just a solid team. I think
They do have a
they're
solid team.
probably better than last year by a little bit, but not by a huge amount. But I think Golden Guardians is way better than last year.
They
So
do have JJ starting the whole year, and JJ,
they
like you
do.
said, is phenomenal support. He does only
Top 2
play.
support.
He does only play the Braum and Tom Kench, which
Tom
can
Kent,
work.
but his Tom Kent
His Tom Kench is disgusting. I love it, but hopefully, well, those aren't bad supports right now. Supports like disengaged supports are good. Engaged supports aren't as strong at the moment. Brock, who do you have?
Golden Guardians, 100%.
GG.
GG's.
GGS.
We got the final game of Saturday is Clutch Gaming versus Echo Fox, also a game you can mix. Basically these two teams kind of swapped, where you have Huni on Clutch now, and then you have Apollo, Solo, and Hakuo on Echo Fox. So if you want to say Echo Fox last year versus Clutch last year, and just reverse the teams. And
Okay. I want to say before you make your prediction, because
Okay.
I think this is kind of crazy and it's whatever. I think Dardoch was probably the best player on Echo Fox last year,
yeah, he was.
and he's the one that's benched.
Yeah, he's the only one that's. Yeah, you're right. He's the only one
Yeah.
not playing the split. And I think.
Not starting.
Oh, not. Yeah, that's true. I just have Clutch honestly, just because I put him 8th in my rankings. I feel like I'd be a little bit hypocritical on my rankings if I put Echo Fox over Clutch. Can still easily happen. I think this is a 50-50 game. But, you know what I mean?
William, that is the exact reasoning I had because
I think they're the same team.
we're 100%. Yeah, we're 100% together so far.
Yeah. Clutch and Brock.
I also have Clutch.
There you go. But you have Echo Fox above Clutch.
Yeah, I think something might have gotten messed up when I told you my picks.
Do you want me to change that? I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I mean you can have a team you think will do better against
That
other
is true.
teams.
That is
but,
true.
like,
You're but for the first week, I feel like first week and where these two teams are, they're so equal in mediocrity.
nice. Everyone has. Why is mine EF, but everyone else is Echo Fox? But anyway, it doesn't matter. Everyone has Echo Fox missing the playoffs. Feels good, man.
Clap in the chat.
All right, let's go on to day number 2. We got Optic versus FlyQuest. I think FlyQuest is much better than Optic. I don't think FlyQuest is an amazing team or anything, but they're like a team fighting for the playoffs, where I think Optic not so much.
I think I think Optics top lane is a huge question.
Mhm.
Their AD carry is a former player of the split, but just recently, who knows? I think Meteos is good, and we'll see what Crown can do in NA if he's just going to come over here and smurf. Maybe Optic will be a playoff team.
I don't think so.
And then obviously Big, it's not a question, number one support in the league. So it's going to be a toss-up.
but
But
I want to say Crown is a Malzahar type style player, very control mage style player. Victor.
yes.
So Victor's in the meta a little bit, but not really in mid lane, more of ADC. But
That's so weird.
it
I
is.
hate it.
And he used
I
to be.
hate
He
it.
was top like a month ago, and I'm very glad they nerfed that. Oh, that was
Oh,
terrible
yeah,
to play.
I remember
Terrible to play against.
I played against that.
Oh, it's not fun. It's not fun. But it's the control. He's a control mage. Arrow is a supportive ADC, like the Ashe and the Jhin and stuff like that. With that, it's not meta at all. You want your ADC to be like a Kai'Sa or a mage, like basically Kai'Sa, Lucian, Ezreal, or a mage, like.
Yep.
Or Xayah Rakan, because they're always good. But those are like the four. You can pull out a Draven in situations. Anyone that
you're
does a lot of damage.
Freaking Han Sama.
Someone killed that Draven. But like seriously, it's you have to have either late game skill. Like Ezreal does a ton of damage now, and Kai'Sa does a ton of damage late. Xayah does a ton of damage late. Draven does a ton of damage early. Lucian does a ton of damage early. Ashe never really does a ton of damage. She's more utility. Same with Jhin. He never does a ton of damage at any point in the game. They're more picks, and that doesn't work in this meta. Because you just fight. That's all you do in this
Yeah.
meta. Just fight, fight, fight.
I have FlyQuest.
You have FlyQuest? Brock, what do you have?
I have Optic.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
And I have Optic because I don't know if y'all know, but there's another champion Crown is very good at in the mid lane, and that's Lissandra.
That
Lissandra
is
a
true.
very good pick right now.
Lissandra is very meta. It's so weird to say that. Like, Lissandra, Urgot, and Aatrox are all meta, man. And Galio. Like,
Urgot mid lane. Of all the things, all the hypey stuff mid lane is now gone for now.
Hey,
Hey.
I will say, Galio was one of the pre-rework. This is in season 4. I read Galio's kit when I was a brand new little leaguelet. That's what I'll call it.
legal it.
And leaguelet, yeah, I was a brand new league player, and I was like, that sounds awesome. Like he gets damage from having magic resist.
Mm.
He has like a high damage attack on his Q, but I didn't know he was melee, and he sucked. So I'm glad he's good. My first mystery skin was Gatekeeper Galio.
Nice. My first skin ever was you gifted me Panta Annie. I still know that.
Oh, I did.
Yep.
I don't know that.
That was my very
Could-
first skin because I didn't want to buy any skins. You know, like, you're getting a skin.
Couldn't tell you what my first skin was.
Brock has them all.
That was like $5,000 ago.
Man,
Nice.
those and I'll go over that later. Let's go on to game number 3. Is Liquid versus CLG. Brian,
Liquid,
you
wait,
want
you
to
didn't
go?
go over the 100 Thieves game.
I'll go last.
Oh no,
I'll go
I
last.
skipped. I did skip a game. I'm sorry.
Oh, you
Look at
did?
you.
Yep.
Trying to skip over the best team in
That
the league.
this might be one of the best games of the week too.
This is gonna
Cloud9
be a
versus
great-
100 Thieves. I have 100 Thieves winning this. I want to say I really want to put Cloud9. I didn't want Cloud9 to start 0-2, but what a brutal start for them, man. 100 Thieves
Yeah.
and Team Liquid to start.
Yep.
That's a rude welcoming.
Yeah, that was a very tough week. I will say, me picking Cloud9 over Lick was very biased,
Mm-hmm.
but the same thing still applies. The meme still applies with sneaky in lane, or sneaky out of lane, and that's not the case with Bang. Bang is good throughout the game. I think the early game is going to be amazing to watch, though. I'm very excited about the early game of 100 Thieves versus Cloud9. I'm expecting a Kai'Sa. I'm expecting a Varus. I'm expecting just all this crazy. Might even see a Vayne.
Ooh, Vayne would be nice.
But yeah, I think Bang is going to get to the point where he rolls over Cloud9.
Brian.
I have Cloud9.
Ooh.
Look at it.
This
Yeah.
is our
Look at
first
this.
discrepancy, William.
I really wanted to pick Cloud9, just so you know. I really wanted to do it. But it was the same
Yeah.
situation between 100 Thieves and Cloud9, where I have 100 Thieves second, Cloud9 third. Just like you have Cloud9 second, 100 Thieves third.
Yep, that's kind of why I teetered towards Cloud9. I also don't think that Cloud9 going from their semifinals at Worlds is going to lose to a team like 100 Thieves, who are a different team now, but were horrible at Worlds. I think
Sure.
the team is, besides Niski, is is pretty much this. Well, it is the same. So I think they'll be really good. And I am a CLG fan, so I've seen who he play. I love him, but he's all right.
It's never a good sentence when you say, I've seen him play. Pause. He's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've
okay.
paid attention to his games more than any other games.
I think he's a weak link of 100 Thieves.
Golden Glue is the starter though for Cloud9, isn't he?
No, I thought Niske was.
No, Niski is. Is Golden Glue?
I could have swore it was Golden.
Hey, if it's Golden Glue, then I take back everything I said. C9 Stomp.
Yeah, I like Golden Glue better in Niske as well.
Give me the Swole Bros. Yeah.
Moving
Okay,
on.
no, it's Niske.
It's Niske. Okay.
Yeah.
Close game then. I think it will be a close game.
I think they want to try him out.
I'm not super confident in my pick here. Go either way. Next pick though, very confident. TL. All I gotta say. Brock.
I actually have CLG losing this game very quickly. Very quickly.
So fast. I'm gonna do the Corso. I also have TL winning.
Got it.
I think it'll be. I did the Corso, pull out the headgear, put it away, pull out the other.
Yeah.
One. But what's it called? But I think it'll be a close, grueling, long game.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you lying to us?
I've never lied in my life.
Okay, good to know. Next game we have TSM versus Clutch. If TSM does not win this game, oh my god. Fire everybody. Yeah. Everything's gone to hell. TSM's not making playoffs if they can't win this game.
If TSM doesn't win this game, Reginald is putting all his money into CSGO.
They're disbanding their League of Legends team. Brock?
The reason I have TSM over Clutch in my picks is because I think TSM is going to come out further towards the end of the season than the beginning of the season. And I actually have Clutch winning this game.
Really?
Yep.
And how much of a panic is TSM fan base going to be at?
A very high panic situation here. This is everyone's questioning everything situation.
Yeah, because you have them going 0-2.
Yep.
This is from Brock, who picked TSM in like
every game.
Yeah, we can go back to that. Let's check super quick.
It was actually, I'm pretty sure I picked them every game last season.
You picked them 13 out of 14 games.
Yeah, there you go.
Since we did that.
Gotta say, it didn't let me down, huh? Question mark.
Yeah. Finally, last game of the week, we have Echo Fox versus Golden Guardians. GG is going to go 2-0. And because Echo Fox should be an easy win for them. I'm going to be very sad if they do not win this game. Ole is just so much of an improvement on support. I know you hate Matt. I hate him too, but you hate him way more than I did. But like, Ole is a million times better, I feel like. And I think definitely will shine with Ole as his support.
Yeah, and I want to say for our thousands of listeners, I don't hate Matt as a person. I think he's a nice guy. I just don't like him playing. I don't hate him.
You just hate Brian just talks about him every day. Every day he's like, I hate Matt. I hate him.
I'm sure he'll listen to this. So,
And
I don't hate you.
I'm assuming you have Golden Guardians as well, though?
Yes, I do.
Easily.
We have one difference, William, which is not typical.
What's weird is me and Brock have three differences. Oh boy.
Yeah, no, Brock was the outlandish one this time.
Brock, we were so. That's almost as many differences as all of our other leagues combined.
I know, it's going to be weird when I get every guess right. It's going to be crazy.
Dude, you're literally inting on your list this week.
Who did you have? Golden Guardians?
Absolutely.
Yep. We're all big Golden Guardians fans here. 2-0
Huge,
start.
huge fan.
Be so
If they
excited.
lose this game, might slowly let off the gas, but we're still moving this train forward.
Oh man, I love the Golden Guardian type train. All right, so that's our picks though. So I think that's all for this week. Yeah, we'll be see the games are Saturday and Sunday. You can follow us on YouTube at King Link Fan. Follow us on Twitch as at King Link Fan as well. We stream at 10 p.m. We were a little late today because of a certain someone that we won't name.
Who?
I don't know. His name starts with a B. We'll leave it at
Yeah,
that.
what?
And it starts with a B and an R. So
Well, what? Who?
you can figure out who was late. But
Okay.
Both of our names start with B and R. Will.
Start at 10 p.m. We'll be back tomorrow with me and Brockwell for the LCK. Wednesday is LMS, also at 10 p.m. And then all three of us will be back for LEC at 10 p.m. on Thursday.
Yep. Follow us on Twitter at Support Esports at Support Esports Podcast.
There you go.
Until we rebrand, and then
Yeah.
we'll let you know.
Thinking about a little rebranding is in the works. We'll have a bunch of graphics. It should be awesome. But that's our show for the night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye bye.